Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with Dave's Faves. And today we're talking about Messiaen's Turangalila-Symphonie, the Tarantula Symphony, the Turangalila, the Monkahonga, whatever you want to call it. Here it is. Antoni on Naxos with the Polish National Radio Symphony Orchestra. Fantastic performance. I love this performance, and I'm going to tell you exactly why I love this performance. There are many fine performances of the Turangalila-Symphonie. Messiaen is one of those composers who does not permit much in the way of interpretation. The music is completely sort of performer-proof. You do what it says, and it just happens. You wind it up and let it go. It has a block-like repetitive structure. It is so zany in terms of what it's expressing that there is no way that you're going to get it wrong if you're going to do it at all. I mean, it's not like you can make something happy sound sad because it's, the joy of the blood of the stars. What is that supposed to sound like? I mean, the only thing it can sound like is joy. The blood of the stars part, well, that's a little, out there. And so, Messiaen always endorsed every performance he ever heard in his whole life. He said, it's great, it's all fine. And so there was really very little way to judge between them. Essentially, they come in two varieties, fast and slow. And Vit is one of the slower ones, but it's important to my mind that it be that way. And the reason I believe it should be that way is because taking things a little bit more slowly, it's not droopy, it's not slow in a bad sense, it's just a little bit more measured, allows you to actually hear what's going on. And there's a hell of a lot going on in the Turangalila-Symphonie. I mean, you've got all the percussion things going, and you've got the piano solo, and you've got the old Martineau solo, and you've got the glockenspiel solo, and you've got the woodwinds all cheep, 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 whoopee, 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 cheep, doing the bird stuff. And you've got the strings in 175 parts, and you've got the brass doing their statue theme, wop, 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 I mean, you need time. It needs time to register, to become intelligible, to have the expressive point that Messiaen is making, however weird that may be, actually filter in. And you'll enjoy it more if it doesn't pass by in a blur. And Vit understands that. He really, really understands it. The orchestra is as good as any that have done it. But the problem with the Turangalila-Symphonie, as it's been sort of, coming down to us now, is that it's become easy. Like so much music these days, Mahler and all these other people that used to be very difficult, that sounded difficult, they've become routine. And so performances today tend to sound routine. They're just fast. They just, we are fast. We are great. We are virtuosic. We can play it as though it's no problem whatsoever. But that's not the point. The point is to take the music seriously. And believe me, Messiaen took it seriously. Messiaen had no sense of humor whatsoever. None. Zero. No sense of irony. Nobody could perpetrate this sort of musical behemoth. And if they had any sense of irony, it never would have come out this way. Those Hollywood-esque love themes. Ya da 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 do 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 do. Repeated 175 times. No, you have to take yourself seriously to do that. You really do. Or just the very ending. The very ending with the old Martineau going, well, crash, boom. Come on. It's cartoon music. It's avant-garde cartoon music. But it needs to be taken seriously. And in order for that to happen, you have to have the time to let it register and think to yourself, oh, isn't that fascinating? Listen to the sonority. Listen to that rhythm. Listen to the color. Listen to, Vit lets us hear all that. It's a Turangalila-Symphonie for people who really want to hear the Turangalila-Symphonie. There are other performances that are more brilliant and more self-evidently virtuosic. And then there are others that suck. I mean, just horribly, like Kent Nagano with the Berlin Philharmonic, where they're all over the place. They still can't play it. Oh, that was funny. But no, 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 no. We're talking about a very, very serious performance of a very great work, a masterpiece of 20th century symphonic writing. And I really believe that, if you're not willing to give it the time it takes to get done, then don't do it. Just don't do it. Better to hear it, the way it ought to be. And then, or just don't listen to it at all. And with Antoni Witt, we're hearing it the way it ought to be done. I really believe that. I just love this performance. It's the kind of performance that will make converts to the work, and that will, I think, really astonish and draw you into its world. And that's what you want. It's exactly what I want. It's on Naxos. It's amazing. So that is my choice, is Dave's fave for the Tarantula-Symphonie, the Temecula-Symphony, the Turangalila. Turangalila means cosmic love play, death, joy, something of the cosmos. Who cares? It's the Turangalila-Symphonie with Antoni Witt on Naxos. It's my favorite. Keep on listening, friends. Thank you so much for joining me. Take care.